frustration in pro football and racism. I got sick of that. So I wanted to do something that I would like just as much as I did football. So they traded me to New York Giants and they put me on their farm club. And then I didn't like that. So I just moved to New York and started modeling and film career. I don't know, I guess Tony called our agency in Los Angeles and they asked me would I be interested in doing a film in Rome, and I thought they were talking about Rome, Georgia. So I was just sitting around there waiting to get the plane and go to Rome, Georgia, and then they asked me for a passport. I didn't have a passport. So I said, why are we going to Italy? So I had to go get a passport and let me work that, and then that's how all that started. He was a nice guy, I kind of judge people on what come out their mouth, and he was just a nice person, He didn't ask me any stupid questions. He didn't treat me like I was lesser or above. We had a real nice meeting, and I enjoyed working with him and talked to him over the years, before he passed. But yeah, he was a good guy. He really was. I enjoyed working with him. I knew I was going to work again, but I didn't know it was going to be in the Italian circuit, because I ended up staying over there for a while, and it worked out all right. I didn't make all the money that I was thinking I was going to make, but it worked out. I was happy about it. Because you'll be working in a foreign country, and it looks good on your resume. So I read the script, and I liked it because I was an action person. I like action, and so that turned out to be okay. And I read it, and he said, "You like it? Yeah, let's go." He was a good guy too. He's from New Zealand, and I hadn't been in New Zealand, so I got a little flavor. I got some good friends in New Zealand. Matter of fact, the people that run New Zealand, the Maniapodos. So I'm close with them. So the association and the hookup was real nice. And David, he's just a good guy. I didn't know if he was gay or otherwise, but it didn't make me no difference. He was nice to me and I was nice to him. Oh, Steiner was he was a character. He had that voice and we got along real well. He was direct at what he wanted. And he asked for what he didn't want. He pardoned himself, excuse me, we're not going to do it that way. That's not going to work. And he had this real London voice about him. But I really enjoyed this guy. Oh, Rose was okay. It was something about his dialect. He was just, but he was clean and clear, and he's always talking. He was talking all the time, and he was nice, and he would ask, like, for a scene, you're okay, you're right, so he was nice. I enjoyed his company, enjoyed, working with him, and yeah, he was okay. Oh yeah, she was cool. After she told me she was Mia's sister, and I met her long ago in New York, and there was a challenge, just, oh wow, my friend's daughter. And we got along well, and she was a good worker, and the crew liked her. She was real nice. We had a good time. We just, everything was rolling good. Like I say, because Marguerite's an action person. He's playing what you want done, and let's go, action, and boom. We got along real good. He liked to talk. He liked the women, and we got along real good. We worked well together, and we always talk before the scenes and stuff like that. And after we filmed, sometime we go to the hotel or to the town, and he was always, he was a good guy, man. He was very intelligent. He wasn't a little dummy, just out there. He was a nice guy, and we got along real good. Matter of fact, when he got shot, he even died real good. I got tired of carrying that, right? I had to carry him all through the town. I said, oh man, they can't stop. We had to put him in the car, but it worked out. He got shot, and I had to carry him to the scene with David Warbeck and the young lady. But yeah, it was fun. We always prepared. I was a stuntman back here in California. So, I knew what I could do and what I couldn't do. And I knew what I was going to do and wasn't going to do. So it was just a matter of, putting it in your mind how you want to do it and then share it with your partner if there's two people in the scene. And then we talk to the guys getting the punishment, and a lot of times those guys want you to just do whatever you can because it's a job. But you don't want nobody to get hurt. And we worked out. Nobody got hurt seriously, nothing like that. Yeah, trying to find a way to get out was different. We didn't get a chance to really walk through it, sometimes because Tony was just, they'd find a location and bam, we go right there, they have time to rehearse ourselves on it. So, they worked well. The scenes, they were edited well and they filmed them, and I was okay. Whatever they wanted done, I was gonna do it. Because I know they weren't gonna ask me to do something that, was just asinine and just crazy, Yeah, that was weird. Because Tony he had me on my legs, up under me. The legs were up under me. And then when we shot it, then they edited, cut up to the yelling, ah! Then I looked down and, God damn! I said, leg is gone. Then I just went to screaming, my leg, my leg, my leg. Oh, it's gone. And oh, man. But I could feel it real. Oh, you have to always dream about doing one like that, just action that went up in a flame of fire. Yeah, I enjoyed that. And the gun was loaded. We had had a lot of bullets in it. So it worked out real well. You just got a chance to do your thing as a stunt person. So yeah, that was a good one there. I was safety conscious, because I wanted to be around a long time. I wasn't, like I say, I knew from pro football, I knew what I could do and I knew what I couldn't do. So that wasn't a challenge to me. Just us, and I work with directors that always ask you, you okay with the scene? Yep, fine. Especially like guys like Dick Donner, he was a great. I miss him. A couple of snakes, but like I say, I'd always check the scene that I was working in, walk through it, make sure everything was okay. And I had a stunt double, one of the guys from Manila, who was with me all the time, and he knew the turf much better. So he would always go pre-check before we shot the scene, and he'd give me the signal. But other than that, we didn't run into any hazardous stuff that was harmful. Not there. When I got back here, I was able to get a video, but I didn't see it prior to that. We just shot it, and they didn't call us for a premiere or nothing like that. I enjoyed it because it was action, and it was far, far, far away. Left California, man, and met a bunch of new people, new friendships and things like that. I enjoyed traveling anyhow, so I think I've done, 98 countries. Not really, because me and Tony, like I said, we got a chance to sit around and talk. And he told me that he was an action person, and he and his son were real close. And he would always talk about, Dad, this. He said, man, get ready. You ready? You sure? No, because so yeah, that all worked out. We teamed up real well. That was a good team, and I think we did 2 together, maybe 3. No, not really. It's a whole new generation now. These kids are so different, man. They're en route. I mean, they're different and they're good. Cause like I said, I dealt with the people. I met many people in the process of doing the film, and they look forward to seeing the film because they met one of the actors or something like that. So, because a lot of times on trips we take over there with Public Enemy, someone would remember those movies that we did, and that's always nice to feel that somebody saw you and appreciated your work. Oh man, I'm just happy about it. Just hope some people recognize it and see it. Hey, that's a blessing. God is good. I was prepared for whatever we shot. I was game, and I knew I was athletic, and I knew I could add to the scene or whatever they wanted done. I knew that I could add to it, and you just got to make sure that you didn't, go against the grain and get hurt. I said, man, how am I gonna be eating people? I figured, are they gonna go get some kind of dummies, or when it's a close-up, a master shot, move in and you just. Because I can remember one scene where I had to bite the guy's arm off. I said, damn. And Margarita, they had plenty of blood. They had just jars of blood. So it was just something, and the special effects guys were really special effects guys. They loved their work, they really did. Steak or ham, where they replaced, in this. And like I said, when they moved in for the close-up, it was just a ham. But when I was grabbed for it was him all the way until I got close to it. Then the intercut, and then put the ham in there. Well, Tony was always saying, yeah, go ahead, bite it. Make it real. He's back at it one time. I said, how much real you want it to get? I done ate the guy's arm up, and he's screaming. That Margarita, I'm telling you, man, I miss him. I really do. He was a good guy. He lacked that action. Oh, I look forward to I look forward to working with all those guys who I watched growing up. I was sorry I didn't get a chance to work with Jim Brown and them in some of the films that they did. I really thought that I would have fit in there, but I don't know what the reasons were. Maybe they just recast, but I was happy with the ones that I did, and I had a wonderful career, a wonderful set of films, and I didn't do anything I didn't want to do, and a lot of things that happened. I'll tell you a good story. The one that really got it going was The Godfather. We were in agency down in New York on 45th and Park Avenue, somewhere in that area. And a call came out. They like a piece of paper film. They're filming the Sandpoint in Long Island. They need some actors, so they sent me. I didn't have an acting agency. My agency was a modeling agency, Black Beauty. Dee Gibson, Betty Farrar, and So I went to them and they did the contract negotiations and they told us to go out to Sandpoint, Long Island, catch the bus. So we caught the bus and rode out to Sandpoint, Long Island. And I was really anxious about getting this role, you know, because growing up, you know, knowing about The Godfather and the films, you know, and my father was in that crowd, you know, when we were young kids. So it was interesting to me, you know. I wasn't afraid of the mob. I wasn't doing anything that, you know, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to them, and they weren't being disrespectful to me. So we got out there to the island, Sandpoint, Long Island, and they made the blacks sleep in the barn, and the white actors was in a hotel. So I didn't like that, but my daddy had prepared me earlier in my life for a lot of things that I didn't like, that I just have to understand and follow through. So we slept in the barn, and I said, well, okay. I started working with the horse that they were using, and they were going to cut the head off. So I played with the horse all the time and was feeding him carrots and sugar, and we got to be like real friends. And then when they got ready to shoot the scene, they let us ride horses out there in the area. You know, if anybody want to ride any horses, you know. So I said, I don't want to ride on the horse. I'm trying to get this role, make some money, you know, so me and my wife have a couple of dollars in the bank. Yeah, so they let the kids ride the horses, all the actors, and they was riding. The horse would always bring you back to the point that it started from. They know that. So the casting lady, she liked me, you know, and I think she was interested in me, and you know, I was just trying to get the movie. I was going to do whatever I had to do to get this role, and she asked me to help her get up on the horse. So she wanted me to physically put her up on the horse. I said, oh no, I ain't gonna do that one now. Just put your foot in the stirrup, swing his leg around here, and the horse is gonna tell when your thighs hit him, he's gonna tell right away whether you're afraid of him or not. So just, you know, go in there with some authority, you know. And she was kind of a little upset because she wanted me to pick her up so she could hug me, I guess. And then she got on the horse, and the horse came back, and she said, Tony, would you come help me down? And I said, all right, same process as I told you to get on, you take the opposite process to get off. And by that time, she's a little upset. So she gets off the horse, and then a car pulls up. Dust man coming out in a big Cadillac and pulled out, and the guy jumped out. All right, who know anything about horses? That's what the guy yelled out. And so Betty, the lady that I was have the conflict with the horses, she said, Mr. King knows a lot about horses. He said, who's King? I said, I'm King. He said, what do you know about horses? I said, I know you don't ride no $650,000 one. He said, okay, show me what you know, son. Oh no, he said, kid. Show me what you know, kid. And like I said, I'd been messing with the horse in the barn. So, you know, I talked to the horse like I'm talking to you. I said, look now, I need this money. This is this is real. I said, no, horse, his name was Cartoon. I said, I need this money. Me and my wife need this money, you know, to pay rent, so and so and so and so. And so I'm gonna ask you to do a couple of things, and I'm sure that you're capable of doing it. And so I hooked him up, and they call it catering. And the more rope you give him, the bigger the circle is. So I had him going in the big circle, and you can see his little feet just like that. I said, I got him now. And I had that little smile at enter. I said, I got this one. And then you give him less rope, and the circle gets smaller. And then I rubbed him down, man, and gave him some sugar. And the old guy from the limousine, he said, you got the role, son. Excuse me, kid. I said, okay, thanks. And then we left. And we came back to shoot it, and that one got me a lot of work. Just because the people were afraid of The Godfather. So I mentioned, you were The Godfather? When? Where? You know, if you saw the film, then you would know there was only two blacks in it that spoke. Myself and the mayor of Oakland, Willie Brown, I think was his name. And so we shot the scenes, and everything went well. And just like I said, every time I went on an interview, I just told them I just finished The Godfather, and they were giving me work. Because I think Panic in Needle Park was my first big film with Jane Fonda and Donald Sutherland. And then I went from there to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. I kept throwing that Godfather around. Some of them gave me a job out of fear, maybe retaliation, or some of them gave it to me just because I was a talented actor. And then, you know, then I started starring in pictures, and so everything kind of worked out. Is that my door?
I don't know.
Man, I don't know.
Check the
Yeah, see what it is.
This motherfucking door. Standing out here all goddamn day. Tony, what the fuck you doing there?
Yeah,
Open the goddamn door.
yeah, we filming. What's up? Pitiful time, and I told him I was going to be busy. No, it wasn't no funny things about it. They stayed there. We stayed out. We ate together, man. And we had chit chat. You know, there was never any clash or conflict or nothing like that. Everything was fine. But like I say, I'm a master at getting along with people, so I wasn't looking for any kind of repercussions or nothing like that. I mean, I knew how to talk, what to say. I'm intelligent, and I understand the language, and so everything worked out. We had a wonderful time. Just do it, because somewhere in our young life, we had done it. Either getting whoopings from our father and mother, yelling, or just having fun on the playground, yelling at each kid. Whatever games that we chose to play. Growing up, but that wasn't a problem at all for me. That was risky. I mean, I don't know. We just had to block your mind off. And I think somebody said something about the mice that if you keep moving, they're going to keep moving. If you go stationary, then the little rat going to get stationary. So I said, oh man, that's not a scene that we really wanted to do, but Tony kept convinced us that it would really add to the picture. I said, okay, Marguerite. All right, let's go with it, guys. And they shoot it. Oh man, I'm so glad to get up out of there. Oh yeah, that was I remember that one real well. We rehearsed it real, we rehearsed it, but he said we're only going to get one take out of it though, so we want to make sure we get it right. So they used the dummy one, just when it was explaining how it, when the fire break out and then they torch you with the thing. And so I just fought through it, man, and just screamed and just tried to add to the scene. Yeah, because Antonio let me shoot some of that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, with the camera, because he always showed interest in filmmaking. I didn't want to just be, I want to, be a filmmaker also. But yeah, that was a beautiful effect. I mean, the special effects guy was serious. I can't think of his name, but I don't care what it was, he could do it. Yeah, because we was clashing. The guys. I didn't want to be in the same thing because Rhodes is the only one that was big. Me and him both kind of large, and I don't know. I don't know if it was. I just liked the jacket. I guess maybe it felt good when I put it on. Man, okay, like I said, he was all right. He was New Zealandish. Just after I went to New Zealand, it was much later than when we shot the film. But he talked about the country a lot and everything, and it was, man, everything worked out. We had a wonderful time. We really did. We got. Matter of fact, I was a top box office in the Philippines back in the 80s, somewhere in the 80s. I mean, theater films were showing all over the place, and I was good at meeting people. And I'd always go into the Manila because we shot most of the stuff in Pang St. Han, and then the hotels in Manila. And then summertime we stayed at the hotel at Pang St. Han. So I got to meet a lot of the people just because I was a people person. And then they had a pro basketball team down there, and I started playing pro basketball on our off days, with some of the guys from America. So it worked out real well. He was firm. He knew what he wanted done. He didn't have to tell us 2 and 3, 4 times, He liked to do a lot of takes, he wasn't satisfied, he always wanted us to do maybe 3 or 4 or 5 takes, make sure that we got it in the coverage. And at dinner, he was always nice and joyful. I think he liked Tisa, they kind of hit it off. And he was nice. He was a good guy, and we had fun. I mean, I was the only black on the set, so we didn't have a whole bunch of choice but to treat me right. Marguerite. Yeah, Marguerite. Marguerite knows what he wants. Via Deodato, he was suggestive at times. Times he wasn't sure if this would work, if that would work. Had a lot of trouble with the script person. But that Marguerite was, I think Marguerite worked with that crew though for a much longer time. They knew each other well, so I think that had a lot to do with it. But yeah, Marguerite, I enjoyed working with him. I met Chris here when I was doing a TV series called Bronx with Jack Palance, and I met Chris, and I didn't know we were going to get to ever work together, but it just was nice to be over there in Europe and run into him. I mean, not Europe, but the Philippines. I said, oh man, so we got along real good, man. Went out, had a lot of fun, stuff like that. No, just coincidence. I think it just, I don't know how that happened. I don't know, but it was all right with me. The guys, the Filipinos used to always associate it with regards to Washington, D.C., stuff like that. You politician? No, nope. That's just the name we're using for the film. It was just action. Everything was action. Action. I mean, Tony got so. It got so that we could almost tell when he was going to say it. Action. Let's go. And then he go on to the next scene. Action again. Oh man, I'm telling you.
Peace is all we're asking all around.